Oh, no.
Won't shift.
Oh, no. You'll have to get your Corvette out.
I'm up north too.
Oh, you're up north right now?
That's where it broke.
Oh, no. Oh, so you're stranded.
I rented the car.
Oh, okay.
I'm sort of stranded.
Sort of strange.
I happened on Saturday when nothing's open.
Well, of
Right.
course, always happens on Saturday when nothing's open.
Oh, so you're stranded.
I'm painting. I'm sort of stranded.
Sort of.
I just hope the guy doesn't kill me on this internet deal. There's a guy switching the clubhouse over to a newer, faster internet.
Today?
Yeah.
Clubhouse up north?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're on their internet? So
yeah, I'm borrowing. We have the clubhouse has open internet.
I see.
And that's why I'm the only guy here. Nobody's in the pool or weight room or nothing.
And you can't play, you just gotta go to a meeting.
Well, it gave me a chance to stop painting for a bit. I hope to get it done this week.
Are you painting inside or outside?
Outside.
Is it hot? Not too bad.
There was a nice breeze all day off the lake.
Okay.
Up and down the ladder gets to you after a while.
Yes. You're one story, right? Is the cottage 2 stories?
In the back, it's over 2 stories. It's a walkout basement, so walk out a lower level.
Okay.
I got the upper part done today.
Need scaffolding.
Yeah, but that's a pain to move that all the time.
True.
I have scaffolding on one part, yes.
Where'd Don disappear to? He's been connecting forever.
Right, he keeps coming and going.
Don's busy.
Looks like it.
If he'd pick which location he was going to dial in from, it may help.
That's probably true
decide
too.
Whether or not he's going to be here.
Or unless he didn't push the video part. Hey Bob, are you cooking beets yet?
Oh yeah, we're cooking beets. Been cooking beets for 2 weeks already.
Okay.
And it stinks. Trust me. Don't rush home.
Okay.
Thanks.
I smelled it the other day.
Yeah, I thought you were cooking beets, but the other day, last week, I didn't smell anything.
No, they weren't really cooking real good yet. They're up and cooking now, so yeah, it's got a little peculiar odor in town again. But it wasn't too bad today. They've got some acid over in the ponds again and cleaning up their act over there for a little bit.
What are you going to do with all your beet pulp? You don't have the bend anymore.
No, that never was pulp.
What?
That was pellets.
Pellets?
Yeah, that was pellets made in Bay City that we
Okay.
used to store for them. You want some beet pulp? There's a hell of a pile of it there. They're hauling it out for cattle feed like crazy.
Okay. Making good money on it?
Oh yeah, yeah, they're making excellent money on it. Nothing goes to waste, except maybe a couple thousand gallons of molasses that kind of went out the back valve. Somebody didn't shut the valve off.
You have to sell that for bear bait.
Well, that'd be about all it's good for. Well, it ain't even good for that anymore. It's all full of sand now.
The bears don't mind.
Yeah, that's probably true. They eat wooden stumps if you put it in it. I mean, they don't really care.
Yes.
It's just a good thing that molasses is a slow mover.
So I have a question. Why are we doing Zoom? There's only what, 6, 7, 8 of us?
Ask your governor that one.
Oh, I thought as long as it was less than 10, we didn't have to do it.
But we never know how many people are going to show up.
It's not, why, is it a public meeting?
Yes.
Sure is.
Oh, okay, I didn't know, I'm sorry. I missed the last meeting, so I wasn't.
Everything's a public meeting we do.
What was that, Bob?
Everything's a public meeting we do.
Gotcha. That's a good reason then.
Let's call it a meeting to order. Any public comment? Okay, Brian, you chaired policy. Take over.
Okay, the purpose of this meeting is to discuss the sidewalk special assessment and how we're going to address it, whether we redraft it or keep it the same as previous years. That is up to us for open discussion. And I am inclined, since it's an abnormal year and even the banks have lowered interest rates substantially, you can get a 30-year mortgage for between 2% and 3% to try and help people purchase homes, stay in their homes. And we've tried to make every effort to spark home ownership and pride in our community. And I think we need to make efforts so that we don't end up with more rentals in our community. Anyone else have any thoughts?
I would be open to looking at moving it from maximum 3 years to 5 years, because the interest rate is not that big a deal on the $1,000. On the $1,000, the interest rate on the $1,000 for 1 year is $30 for versus $50, $20 difference a year on the first year. You know, even changing the interest rate is not the years is not a big deal, but if we change the interest rate, we would cause problems with the people we did it the last several years, you know.
I don't understand. If they were on disability, Social Security, or welfare, nothing has changed with your income. If they were working and laid off, then chances are they're getting more on unemployment than they are working. And Jill come up with some numbers. Let's hear those numbers, Jill.
I was gonna say, I'll share those numbers with you. 33, based on the list that we got, 33 homes will be charged $13.89 a month for 3 years. 33 of the homes. 33 of the homes will be charged $20.83 per month for 3 years. 18 homes are at $27.78. 12 homes are at $41.67. And there are 2 homes that would be $55.56 every month for 36 months. 34 of the people on this list, I'm assuming, are landlords because the address that is being assessed is different than the address being billed. So when I look at this, we have 66 people, 66 homes of this whole project that it amounts to 1 less pizza per month to be able to afford this sidewalk project. So I think we're overthinking it, and I think we're beating ourselves up trying to make it easy when it's already easy. I mean, being a homeowner is a responsibility, and there are costs with it.
And Sarah, last year you said how many people paid in full? What percentage of them?
There was about, and this is all rough numbers without having it in front of me, there was about 20 people that we assessed and about 16 or 14 of them paid in full.
That's why I'm trying to point out the majority of them is going to pay in full anyways. And those
What were the
assessed,
number differences though,
What do you mean?
for last year's project versus this year's project?
They were
Project
much,
was-
much higher.
We lost you. Or at least I did.
Yeah,
Me
I'm
too.
sorry, I didn't hear.
we can't hear you, Tisha.
Hold on. I said, what were the number differences in last year's project versus this year's project?
I want to say at least majority of those we assessed were over 1,200.
Tisha, 33 of these homes are $500 or less. 33 of these homes are $750 or less. I mean, it's just the numbers aren't that big.
Well, people who haven't received unemployment since March or a paycheck since March would beg to differ.
We did have some opposition at our last meeting, correct? That's why we're in the situation we're in, hosting this meeting.
I missed the meeting. How many people were there opposing it?
We had one letter and the other ones were talking about whose ownership of sidewalk it is.
But how many people were there basically bucking the dollar amount?
If I remember one, right?
Let's say 10. Let's say 10. And how many do we have, Jill? How many people total?
66, 76,
100.
86, about 90.
So we have 90 people. Do we want to change things up for maybe 10 people? Which sounds like there wasn't even 10, might have been 5.
Or
It might
less.
have been around 10.
So do we want to change it for 10 people out of, that many? I mean, I don't know. That's up to you guys.
That was the first public open meeting for them. We have another one yet to come, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I think it's a worthwhile project, and I just don't want it to get pushed until next year. That's my concern. And if we can figure out a win-win, considering the year we're in, then we are
Well, it sounds
doing
like
the
nobody
maintenance.
here but me and you, Brian, want to consider the year we're in. Because they think everybody got unemployment when half the people that filed for unemployment still haven't gotten it. That have been unemployed since March.
I personally don't know anybody that's unemployed or wants to work who's not working. You
Yeah,
know?
anybody, there's enough jobs out there right now. Everybody's screaming for help. I can't imagine anybody sitting at home starving and not working because there's jobs everywhere.
Yeah, well,
Let me
I'm
speak
finding that
around your city.
some people have gotten too much and therefore aren't out working. So I'm in the boat where I'm trying to find people that want to put forth effort and they're not showing up.
So if they
So-
spend too much, then they can afford this sidewalk project.
Well, I'm not talking about the homeowners in Caro. That's a different topic. But I'm afraid we're gonna have more opposition at the next meeting, considering the year we're in. And people don't know where the end of this year is gonna bring us. We've got a lot of people that are afraid of what January of next year is gonna bring. And I just don't want the project to get pushed until next year. And then we've got some community areas in Carroll that don't get the maintenance that they need to entice people to enjoy Carroll and want to move here and live here and buy a home here. That's why we maintain it, and because a lot of people like walking our sidewalks.
As we mentioned at the last meeting, the first payment on this, if it's built this year yet, won't be due until September 14th of 2021.
Right.
First payment won't be due if you choose to spread it.
And
If you don't choose to spread it, it's due December 31st.
when you do spread it, Sarah, it's not a monthly payment process, it's lump sum. Is it
That's correct. It's
semi-annually
lump
or?
If they choose to spread it, it would be put onto their summer tax, spread out on their summer tax in one lump sum.
They can't come in and say, hey, I want to throw 50 towards my taxes.
I mean, you're always welcome to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I know it's more paperwork for the girls in the office, but
We do have some people that pay taxes like that.
right. They come in once a month and pay, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe we should inform, as maybe these people, what if we inform these people, hey, you guys can pay monthly. It's going to be, and break it down to them, because some people, and I'm not bashing anybody, but I go through numbers all the time at my car lot. Sometimes I have to say, do you realize we're fighting over a cup of coffee a week or a cup of coffee a month? Maybe they don't realize, hey, it's only a pizza a month. They might think, oh yeah, you're right, I can do that. I don't know.
Yeah, but like Sarah said, the bulk of the people who would pay in full this by December.
Right. So who are we here trying to change it for? How many is what I'm saying. That's where I'm getting at.
Yeah, maybe 10 people,
Maybe 10.
maybe.
That's only 10 people that chose to step forward and speak about it. Some of them might have not had the opportunity to go online and speak their piece.
They could have come to City Hall. We were there for an hour.
No, what I'm getting at is what Sarah said on any of these special assessments, the bulk of the people pay in full. Right, Sarah? A large percentage.
That was the case for Van Giesen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think on the previous ones, if you look to the bulk of the people would pay in full.
I think the people that came to City Hall the night of the open house were primarily talking about a tree that might be impacted by the sidewalk, or, you know, something having to do with the aesthetics of it. But I didn't hear anybody talking money when we were at that open house. I don't know if any of you guys did.
I did.
I heard of one asking if these are the final numbers or not. That's all I
Yes,
heard.
I did hear that one too, Joe. Sorry, I did hear that one.
Yes.
There were a
They said until it's bid out, until we get the bids,
Right,
it
right.
would be adjusted.
Bob, Alvin,
And,
ain't heard much from you guys.
Matt, did you have a chance to address the lady who was concerned about being charged for more linear footage of walk than what she actually had?
Yeah, her concern was that the 6 inches went behind the tree next to her driveway. And Mike and I both went back out and took a look at it. And it's because they actually drive on the grass in that area, so that the actual day-to-day use of their driveway is extended past where their driveway is. So we needed to extend that 6 inches over so it doesn't crack when they're driving over it.
Oh, it was, well, that was 6 inches thick and 22 feet long, correct?
Yep.
That was the 22 feet she was talking about?
Yeah, it was just a little bit extra because they actually have vehicles parked on the side of their driveway that they
Yeah.
kick over on the side of on the sidewalk.
So it's a double width driveway instead of a single width?
Well, they use it as a double width, but they just they go in as a normal driveway and then they kick it off to the side in the grass.
Bob? You're being quiet.
You're listening.
Alvin, any ideas?
I don't even see Elvin here.
Alvin's here.
He's down
Elvin
here.
is here?
Muted.
He's underneath Sarah.
Oh, he's underneath Tisha.
He's underneath.
Yeah, for me,
Tisha
he's
at my
underneath
house.
Tisha.
How each computer is arranged. I'm curious where this December of 21 thing came from, because taxes are levied in July, and then summer taxes are levied in July and then due by September. So where did this December number even come in?
Or you have the option to pay in full by December. You have to choose if you're going to spread it or pay it in full. If you don't pay it by December, 31st, it's going to be spread. Right, Sarah?
That is correct. I was thinking of extending it to March 31st, given how late we're going into this. Normally, we're done by now with sidewalk assessments.
So
But I'll have
not of 21, but of 20. They have to decide by December of 20 what they're going to do, and then paid by the middle of 21.
Or the first bill.
Right, but she's
yes,
just
the first
saying
tax
he's
bill would
talking
come out
about-
July 1st, 2021.
So the first bill isn't due till the end of December of 21 isn't correct. You have to decide by this December how you're going to pay the bill next year. And then the first bill is due in the middle of next year. Right? So if you don't have $700 in your pocket in the end of December, you're trying to decide, okay, am I going to pay this all at once in July of next year? Or am I going to have $1,000 in my pocket by July of next year? Or am I going to spread this out over 3 years and pay the fee, the interest?
What is our interest rate?
5%. Like if a person spreads it, they can pay it off anytime, right, Sarah?
Yes,
If you spread it and you change your mind, you don't want it spread, you can come in and pay it off and stop the interest at any time.
Yes.
I think they make it really simple at City Hall. It's very accommodating. If you have it and you can pay it, you can pay it. If you can't pay it and want to do the payment plan, you can do that. If your situation changes and you can go in and pay it off earlier, you're allowed to do that. I just think they make it as easy for people as they can at City Hall. I think we're overthinking that.
Is there an inclination to spread it to 5 years instead of 3 years? Because our normal standard is 3 years, correct?
Yes, it's 3 years on replacement and 5 years on new as of right now.
Okay. And I had a situation with an assessment on a property I owned that it was a gravel road and then it was paved, and they spread that one across 10 years.
It was probably expensive.
Exactly. And it's like $700 a year, spread across 10 years. So I mean, yeah, that makes sense, you know, lengthening it out for people. Do we, in a 2020 assessment is a 2020 assessment, it's not something from 2019 and it's not something from 2021. Do we have any consensus to keep it at 3 years or to bump it to 5 years? And it sets no precedence based in the future to come, because it's just simply a decision of this year's assessment. What are your thoughts?
My thought is it's not that big a difference in money wise. Like I said, on $1,000, if your assessment is $1,000 over 1 year, going from 3 to 5 years, it's $20 a month. And $20 a year,
Almost had it.
$20 a year.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's interest rate. I misspoke.
thanks. Thanks for the coffee.
We're just talking about length of time, not interest rate right now.
Yes, I misspoke.
So do we have anyone that wants to make a motion as to keep it the same or to change it? As far as the sidewalk policy
Keep our
goes.
policy the same.
That was a motion by the mayor to keep the policy the same.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second,
Okay. Gonna do a roll call, Sarah?
Yep, I'll do a roll call if there's no more discussion. All right,
Discussion,
Eschenbacher. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Brian.
I think our next meeting, I'm afraid might not be as favorable. I hope it is. And I hope for everyone that we are overthinking this, and that it is an easy, move forward with our community. But, I'm afraid there's gonna be some people that are quite upset. So again.
I agree. There's always going to be upset people no matter what you do. Guarantee that. Brian, you could extend it to 10 years and there's still going to be people upset. No matter what we do, they're going to be
Oh,
upset.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I get that.
and I understand where you're coming from. I really do, as far as, hey, let's cut these people some slack. But if we were talking more money, I would be 100% to extend it. But we're only talking $1,000, and we're only talking like $20 a month if they spread it out in 3 years' time. To me, even a person on sitting home on Social Security disability should be able to afford $20 a month, I would think.
Don, there's a couple of packs of cigarettes a month, right?
It's actually 2 packs a day. If I had to pay for it, it'd be 2 packs a day. 2 packs a day is $20.
Yeah, that's $20. That's what I mean. If you
But we're
say
talking 20 a month. I spent
Yeah,
$20
that-
a day on cigarettes.
two packs a month you had to give up.
Right, two packs a month, yeah.
So,
And don't get me wrong, like I say, if we were talking 5,000, 4,000, yeah, definitely spread it out for people. But for that small of amount, I just think we're overthinking it. I don't think people will have a problem with the money wise. They might have, and those people that do are going to have a problem no matter what we do. That's just my thought.
I agree with your thought, Don.
Alvin, you're being quiet.
First place.
I'm just torn because there are some people that are hurting.
I
But I don't
understand.
know if,
There's a lot.
I agree,
don't know
but
if there's anything we can do to,
I agree 100%. But those people that are hurting now, chances are going to be hurting 5 years from now.
probably.
You know,
Get to them even harder.
what was that?
Let's stick it to them even harder.
cigarettes isn't a very good analogy. You know, especially considering the cost of stints probably. But
72,000, Brian.
wow, yeah. Still smoking?
Say what?
You still smoking?
Haven't touched it since June 19th.
Good. Good to hear.
I was thinking about you the whole time. He can't yell at me no more.
Hey, unfortunately, I know people that had stints and they don't quit and they get stints inside stints.
Motion to call the question.
Okay.
All right. Do we have any
I'll do a
other
roll call.
opinions?
All right, so we have a motion by the mayor, seconded by Jill to keep the policy the same. Eschenbacher,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Jones Hollaback,
No.
Rick Walt. I'm sorry, Rick Walt?
He's thinking.
Yes?
I said
White?
no.
Oh. All right, Rick Walt, no. White,
Yeah,
Zavitz,
Yes,
Mayor Green,
Yes,
5 yeses, 2 nos.
Motion to adjourn.
second.
Second, there's a couple other policy items I wanted to go over with Matt. We had,
Need
We
to
had
vote
brought
on
up-
it was seconded, so we have to vote on the motion.
On the
We
motion
did.
to adjourn?
It was seconded, so
Yeah, okay, I thought Brian had something to say about it.
I do. In previous meetings, there was Jake breaking brought up, and I wanted to ask Matt if he had communicated with MDOT on potential signage and what we're getting into with that.
I'll answer with just knowing that this part of the discussion is not in order,
Right.
but yes, contacted them. They said that they will only allow us to place signs up if we have an active ordinance against it and it's actively enforced. Otherwise, they won't consider allowing us to put the signs up. So if that's something we got to work on to get, and I looked up the noise ordinance, there's nothing in there specifically about that noise in particular. So we'll either have to add it or create a new ordinance.
Okay. In the last week, I had opportunity to work along M24, and out of all the trucks that came in, about 50% of them were not braking the way they normally would. And majority of the jake braking tends to be with the younger drivers. I don't know if it's fun or a fad in the younger generation, but It was loud for us working near M24, and I'm sure it's loud for the people that live right along M24. So I think we need to continue pursuing it as an ordinance.
The younger crowd thinks it's cool, Brian. They like the noise. They think it's cool.
Yeah, you know, the coal rollers with the diesel trucks are pretty loud too, but and I find it funny that the person that I repeatedly watched was a relative to the person that reached out and emailed me. Tisha tried this, a year and a half ago, and we didn't think it was that big of a problem, but I get it. And I've seen it, and I think it is a problem. And we're heading into the busier trucking season. So I think it's time that we do finally address it. So can we direct Matt to continue working on this ordinance with maybe our attorney to draft it?
Tisha's, not now, but Tisha has put a motion on the floor to adjourn the meeting. So at this time now, we do need to vote on this. Hall,
What are we voting on?
to adjourn.
Did you have more on the agenda, Brian?
That was all that was
Well,
listed.
yeah,
Okay.
it was listed.
Yeah.
I emailed the city earlier this week, and we also have the animal issue with the cats.
The
I don't
only
think it's
items
done.
on the agenda I have are the sidewalk special assessment.
Well, exactly. But if we keep pushing things back, then nothing gets done in Caro.
Well, then it should have been on the agenda that we all received, and it's not.
Okay, thanks, Tisha. I'll bring it up next meeting. Sorry to, ruin your evening. Make you spend
Well,
time
I
longer.
I don't mind talking about stuff if stuff is on the agenda, but it wasn't on the
Okay.
agenda.
Sorry to ruin your evening. You were pretty quick to want to get out of the meeting. So I don't want to waste your time anymore.
Sorry, I'm hangry. I haven't eaten yet.
I already said yes. You were doing a roll call, Sarah.
All right, Hall, yes. Jones Hollebeck,
Yes.
Rickwalt,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Zavitz,
Yes.
Eschenbacher,
Yes.
Mayor Green.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks.